Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luis Rosario, and I completed my service learning at Onslow County Senior Services. A little bit about this agency. It's basically a big building comprised of many different agencies, and so within it, and I didn't get the opportunity to work in all of them, but I did get to work closely with one, which is um, one of the ones that I'm going to focus on, and then I learned a little bit about another agency. So, although this agency has many different agencies within it, I'm only going to focus my presentations on the ones that I know for those that got to work in the same one. Um, Onslow County Senior Service, the population to work with is elders, so that's anybody 60 and over. It's located in Richlands here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Their hours of operation 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, that's the agency that I work with. I know other agencies like the hospice, is probably open a lot longer. My supervisor was Miss Lisa Smart, and her job there was to be the quality assurance assistant. The mission of this consolidated human service building is to deliver supportive, social, economic, protective, and health services that build better lives for elders and their family. The services provided adult daycare, that's pretty self-explanatory. You go through a process to get into your parent or your grandparents or great grandparents into the daycare. Home health and hospice. There's also a community attorney program for disabled adults. And what that program does is they work to keep people at home instead of going to hospice. If they want to remain at home, then they'll bring the services out to them that they would at the hospice. Friends of the Aging is a nonprofit organization, and I work close hand with them through the time that I was here with setting up for the events. And it's a nonprofit organization that aims at raising funds to meet other elder needs outside of what they can provide for themselves. Things like food, paying a bill that, for example, we had a really cold winter, so some of the elders' bills were high, and those that are on fixed budgets, they can't afford it. So they get help financially from them. In-home services, basically, they deliver medical equipment to members that need it. They also provide services by helping elders get living wills and healthcare power of attorneys. Medical equipment, nutrition, and transportation. They have uh, what do they call them? Meals on Wheels and transportations for service members to get a ride to eat lunch at their facility or to partake in the events there that, for elders that don't have transportation. The senior center basically has a lot of activities. They have computers, they have craft areas, and they also have a schedule monthly that comes out for different events like working out and things of that nature and support groups. I know the one that I kind of got a little preview to was a grieving support group for elders who lost a family member. And my duties, I worked there from 9 to 1 on Thursdays. I got to set up a service learning table to talk to Coastal Carolina Community College students about what we do at Onslow County Senior Services. I got to do a little research to update Friends of the Aging, the nonprofit. I got to research all the contacts to make sure they was up to date and the addresses for all the people that donate to the facility. I got to conduct research to find the value of paintings. That wasn't something, it was just something that they needed, and I had to try to find out the value of the paintings. I got to set up for a dementia course, which all of us at UNCW Extension side got to do. And it's basically a virtual sort of reality type, course that allows you to know what it's like to be someone with dementia and trying to do everyday activities. I got to assist elders in utilizing computers, and I got to do crafts. Not one of my strong suits, but they needed help. Some of the information that's collected by these agency, again, there's many different ones within this big building that I was working at, but Friends of the Aging is a um, It's a non-regulatory board established as a nonprofit organization entity for Onslow County Senior Services. They raise funds for elders' needs out that are not covered by their income or their insurance. So things like, food, insure is another thing. They try to buy all the elders a case every day. And so what kind of information do they collect? They collect everything, all their receipts, any money coming in or going out has to be, kept well balanced check. And at the end of the year, you have to return all that information to the IRS to keep your nonprofit status. So they collect a lot of information as far as the money coming in, coming out, or donations. Another community alternative program for disabled adults. This program, again, is they provide home hospice care to members within their home, but they have a max occupancy of 104 people that they can have in this program. So not a whole lot, and usually the people that are online waiting to get on the program, they have to wait anywhere between 6 months to a year, which, it's a big problem. So what do? They collect information to advocate for a larger occupancy. I believe right now they got approved for an additional four, but again, not enough to meet the amount of elders that continue to, get older and into that age group where they need those type of services. So two policies that I experienced and got to know a little bit about during this service learning experience was the Protection of the Abused, Neglected, or Exploited Disabled Adults Act that was enacted here in North Carolina. And basically, the biggest thing that I saw this policy do is everyone within this facility is a mandated reporter. That was including me. And they created a lot of laws to process crimes against elders, which is something that's on the rise. And unfortunately, the majority of the abuse is being done by family members. So Miss Lisa Smart, my supervisor, she deals with the finances. So a lot of times she has to report some form of financial abuse by a grandchild or a relative of the elder, and but she has to do it for the better benefit of the elder. The other one is the other policy is North Carolina Senior Farmers Market Nutritional Program. And basically, this policy, came about creating nutritional meals for elders that are good for them. A lot of these elders, they themselves live on fixed budgets, so they don't have a lot of money to buy nutritional meals. So, Meals on Wheels enacted their nutritional plan as far as like the meal recipes and stuff. And so that way these elders can at least have one meal per day that's healthy. One of the reflections on my service learning, some of the reflections that I had was employees love their job, and it's seen through their actions towards elders. More importantly, Miss Lisa Smart, every time we walked around the facility, she would stop, hug a elder, give him either a kiss on the cheek or a handshake and say, good day, sir, ma'am, how you doing today? And just the way she treated them. And I, eventually asked him, is that something that they do? And she just said, no, we just here, we want to make sure that elders feel the respect that they deserve. And a lot of times, elders aren't being respected out in the community and in their own homes, so they try to create a respectful environment. They have power in relationships between workers. So meaning that, one of the workers that I met, she's just the receptionist, but they utilize all their skills. So she's really good with computers. So resiliency was a thing also that I saw within this worker because she sets the kiosks outside. She runs the Facebook to give this agency get it out there in the media, social media. And so she's done a lot. There's a lot of creativity that is welcome. And so again, there's a lot of fundraising events and a lot of work that goes into that. And so a lot of creativity is welcome. And another thing that I saw, social workers are needed. There's only two social workers working in this facility that maybe has 40 to 50, workers. That's not including volunteers, which they have a lot and they rely on a lot. And the other thing that I reflected on was the fact that the needs of the elders are increasing and not much is being done. So two theories that I, saw throughout my, just throughout my time there. is the first one is trends perspective. It's based on the assumption that all human beings have the occupancy for growth, change, and adaptation. And people are more than their problem. And OCSS focuses on their client skills, goals, talents, abilities, and resources in order to help them. So, an example of how strengths perspective was utilized by OCSS is there was two elder women. One of them played the piano all the time, and one of them was always coming in my little office space to sharpen pencil, coloring pencil. And so when I ask about there, well, basically both these ladies, they don't have any, monetary needs. They don't have any, any type of need, physically, mentally, emotionally. They're sound, but they're lonely because their spouse has passed away and all their relatives don't live nearby, and they don't want to leave their home. So in order to help, their need, they created little jobs for them. And so these elders are full-time volunteers. The lady that sharpens the pencil, she cooks a lot of nutritional meals, and they love her cooking. And she also helps out run the art section. So she has like a little volunteering job that helped her meet her needs. And the lady with the piano, she teaches elders how to play the piano. So again, two ladies, they are strong, but they were, having a need, and it was being met there by what they did work-wise. Another one that I saw was theory that I saw was micro, meso, macro approach. So this approach helps social workers view people as agents, active agents in their lives, relationships, and environments, and are interdependent. So essentially how this theory applies to everything they do here is because a lot of information at the micro to meso to macro level, it's being taken and pushed up because, again, the needs of the elders in these facilities, yeah, they're meeting a lot of needs, but, there's so many other needs and so many other elders because now they're maxed out in occupancy in all their programs that are falling by the wayside. So information at the macro level is being passed on to supervisor at the meso level, and at the meso level, they're pushing upwards to the state to make sure that they are providing that, hey, we have a need. We need to make sure that we meet it. And I think that was all, and I apologize. Yep, that was all. Thank you.